Hey lovelies, how are you? I just wanted to say hi. It's been a while. Well, I guess it's been since Thanksgiving. It was a couple weeks ago, I think. So I'm moving to Asheville on Sunday. I was deciding between Fletcher and Asheville, and I'm moving, so I've been driving back and forth, dropping stuff off in the storage under the house, and then Sunday I finally get into the house, and I think it's gonna rain, so that's gonna be a fun moving day. So things have been extremely hectic. There's a bunch of things that are kind of I feel like turned upside down and in the air. A lot of changes at once, which seems to be the theme of my life and how it goes for me. I don't know why things pan out that way, but I do have a lot of things going on at one time and just navigating the best that I can. And an oldie but a goodie, this too shall pass, and all things temporary, and there's always hidden blessings. So I'm definitely being redirected, and sometimes it's really hard to accept that, but I don't have a choice. And again, this doesn't just extend to my moving and my location, but I'm sure it will all work out. And yeah, I'm just trying to roll with the punches. There's only so much that I can control at this time. Some things that, even just having to move was kind of thrown at me at the last minute. I was looking to move on my own time, but then they flipped the hourglass on me, and it became a timed endeavor. And then a couple other things, information's come to my attention, and I've had to make some tough decisions. And so, whatever. It's life, right? I need to start working out again. Hiking has been a little bit few and far between lately, but I know that I need to move my body for sure. And last night I've been sleeping better. There was weeks I was like sleeping terribly, but last night I slept like crap. But I wanted to talk about being a single mom. That's my sexual orientation. I don't know what it's like to be a single dad because I'm not a dude. But I did want to talk about being a single mom. I was watching someone and she said something really profound, and I think this might piss a lot of people off, but I think there's a lot of depth and truth to what she's saying. And she said that the reason why being a single mom is so hard, and it is hard. And she actually said we are victims of, a movement in higher rates of divorce. And if you're kind of left stranded and you don't have a lot of support, but more specifically, a strong male backing you and supporting you, there is a higher rate of victimization because, and just hear me out, because this is going to piss a lot of people off, but think about it. And I've talked about how women are the emotional container, but men are a container of safety and protection. And so if you're a woman out on your own in the world with children, and you do not have a man supporting you, there is a heightened state of panic and fear. Something happens. This is not even something up here. A woman may not even be able to put words and language to it. So there might be no verbalization. But it's at a DNA level. It's a physiological response. It envelops the nervous system of I'm not safe. And I could tell you this is what I've gone through a lot in the last 15 years of really fighting for a sense of safety inside myself, being on my own, but way more so raising my kids in the thick of it when they were younger. And what she's saying is that the most successful women in being a mom success in terms of motherhood are women who have a very strong man supporting them. And 9 out of 10 times that's a partner, a boyfriend, a husband, whatever word you use or wherever you are in your life with that person. And so if you look at how successful certain kids in a family turn out to be, I have seen, and I'm not saying the woman isn't strong. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what this is about. That's irrelevant. Take that out of this equation. It has nothing to do with whether you're strong as a woman or not. Because you probably are strong. But something else is needed in order to be a healthy, successful mother. And because men are a container of safety and protection, having a strong male at your side, providing that, actually increases your success as a mother. And then in turn increases your children's success out in the world. So you can probably identify a family where you're like, well, how did they get it right? Like almost every kid in the family dynamic is super successful. I would look to see the type of husband and father that the man was. If they're absent, if there was abandonment, if there was abuse, if there was alcoholism, if there was infidelity, I guarantee you there are kids in that family dynamic with some strife and suffering and struggle. Again, this is not a blame thing. It's not to say that moms and women are not shits and that they don't do a terrible job. But we're talking about what makes a woman the best and most successful mother she could be, and then looking at the outcomes of the children in the dynamic with a really healthy, strong man kind of at the helm of it all. So just digest on that. I want feedback. I want to know what you think about this. I mean, I could tell you, y'all, I've been a single mom for a long, long time, 15 years. And I could tell you, I did not have a lot of strong male support in my life. And I am lucky that I have an insane amount of internal strength and determination and perseverance. But with that said, it almost wiped me the hell out. The whole process nearly killed me. Like I told you before, there were times I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make it through this. This is so flipping hard. And so, you know, with that said, imagine if you are somebody who doesn't, because some people are just self-directed. Some people are just spicy and feisty. They're very caliente. It's there. It's in them. And other people aren't. And so I'm very fortunate that I have the fortitude and the constitution to kind of like be that way, where I can pull myself up by my bootstraps and, you know, always very determined to find a way and make it work and make it happen. My kids still suffered, you know, at the hands of a lack of a really strong, healthy male man in our lives and that type of support. So think about that. Let me know what you think. I would love to even hear men's opinion, because maybe as a man, you feel like that's way too much pressure for you. But if you are in the business of having a family, that is something you're signing up for. That is a role that you're taking on, whether you like it or not. So, you know, maybe you should think twice about becoming somebody's husband and raising kids. Because whether or not we want to accept this in our society, men and women are different. We're not equal. Equal means the same. We're not the same. I have a vagina. If you're a man, you have a penis. We're not the same. We function differently, physiologically, mentally, emotionally, biologically, psychologically. Boom, done. That's it. End of story. And with that said, we either need to start celebrating and accepting our differences and the natural roles that are inherent in our DNA that we enter, almost like contractually as a human being male or a human being female. Yeah, we're all human, but, you know, we still We still have these assigned genders depending on how we were born. So, you know, I kind of feel strongly about that. I'm not going to get into the weeds of transgender and changing your sexual orientation. I'm not interested in discussing that. That's a whole nother entity. I'm talking about if you are in a heterosexual relationship, it is really vital for men to be the backbone and a really good, healthy support system. And that requires taking emotions out of it and just doing what you have to do because it's the best thing for your children. You know, if there are a lot of angry men out there with a woman, I don't care what she did. Because I know, no matter what, my ex-husband was not a good person. He's still the father of my kids. And that is something that I had to learn to embrace and accept. So no matter what a woman does, you're still a dad. And you are not helping her. But by being a support system, you're helping your kids. And I think it's really hard for us to separate that out when emotions are high. But the fact of the matter is that anything you feel like, oh, I'm doing this for my ex-husband, I'm doing this for my ex-wife, I'm doing this for my ex-partner, I'm doing this for my ex-wife, you're doing it for the kids. Because you can't take that person out of the equation, no matter what a shithead they were, no matter how much they hurt you, no matter how devastating it was, they're still, you know, unless this is an extreme case of abuse and you're trying to get full custody and, you know, that's a whole nother entity. But I think you know what I'm talking about. And I do also want to talk about in another video how much we can over-identify with being a partner or a wife or a mom, and how really vital it is to have your own life. And I think a lot of women don't want to hear stuff like that because they're very entrenched on being a mom. And it's like another limb. It's an extension of themselves. And tell you what, when your kids get older and they, you know, need you less and they develop their own wants, desires, passions, and they have their own life, it's a very difficult transition. So I'll talk more about that in another video. But I just wanted to give you a quick update of where I am in my life. And I did want to talk about that because thinking about my own life and how much I'm craving a sense of security and stability, how much I want to just plant roots and build a life and, you know, find a partner and build a life and just grow with somebody. It took me a really long time to want this. And now that I want it, it's like I could taste it. And, you know, this move and changes in my work situation are kind of throwing me for a loop because it was like, damn, you know, I was finally feeling the most fulfilled I've ever been in a work situation. And I was really having a good sense of grounding and now being uprooted again. It's a little difficult. I'm going to be honest with you. I will always embrace change because I believe in hidden blessings and I'm definitely being redirected and I have to believe that. I have to have faith that this is happening for a reason. It's a royal pain in the ass, but like I said in my gratitude, cultivating a sense of authentic gratitude, there is authentic gratitude embedded in this process for me because, I know there's something else on the other side of this. I just can't see it. And that can be really hard. So there's, you know, a little bit of tentativeness on my part and some uncertainty, but it'll all work out. It always does. Thanks for listening as always. Feel free to comment, especially if you're a guy. I always like to hear the guy's opinion when I'm saying things that are more women focused and central. But periods, maybe I don't want to hear your opinion about that too much. Ciao.